For the past few years, we've been hanging out, writing music and singing songs in this 1958 trade wind. We thought it was about time to share it with the rest of our friends. Welcome to the 29ers Airstream sessions.
Just before you start, what's the story with your guitar?
This is an old D35. I think it's some mid-70s version. It's kind of been through hell and back again. And because of that, it sounds better because of the life it lived, I think. But I've changed a few things. I put new tuners on it because I snapped two of them, and this has been redone a few times, the bridge. And a lot of work has been done underneath with cracks and stuff. But after all that, like, it's not as loud. I have another Martin. It's a D28, and it's super loud. It's like a big bluegrass machine. But this one has a really warm tone to it. It sounds great in stuff like this for recording, and really, really nice plugged in. And there's no truss rod in it, but it's got great action. So hopefully I didn't, jinx that. But I've had it for maybe 25, 30 years now. So it's been on the road. It's seen every state. So yeah.
Well, the pickguard too. You can always tell it just has that sort of.
The pickguard has been replaced, because these things tend to, like, the wood turns them into...
You see mine, I don't even have one on it.
Yeah, they curl up, and
off.
because the wood expands contraction. I guess the glue they used to use was...
The old headstocks used to have rounded corners, sharp.
Yeah, these are cool to open.
Yeah,
they look old.
Awesome.
And it has, like, the nice three-piece back.
It's beautiful.
D35. All right.
So.
And I wrote this jam called Coffee and Weed. It's poetry. That's all that comes out of this thing. It's just poetry. Coffee and weed, only two things that I'll ever need. You can keep your summer home, your jacuzzi. I'm good with coffee and weed. Well, my mind's made up. I've been sipping my cup and smoking on Annie's homegrown. Couldn't feel better. I don't care about the weather or the fact that I'm alone. Well, except for some records by John Coltrane, Sonny Terry, and Brownie McGee. I wouldn't need much more from my desert shore except for coffee and weed. Coffee and weed, coffee and weed. Only two things that I'll ever need. You can keep your fancy car and your color TV. I'm cool with coffee and weed. From late February to early spring, I used to feel lonely and sad. Yeah, I tried medication, prescription meditations, and nothing was really that bad. I'd feel good for a minute, and somehow I'd spin it. I'd get strung out or just float around. And then I found a cousin, a coffee buzz with a little herb to mellow that down. Coffee and weed, only two things I'll ever need. You could bet your bottom dollar, wee, I'm good with coffee and weed. In the morning I wake, boil water and bake, play a tune on this old guitar. Top shelf ain't free, but that's for me, so I know what I'll be wishing for upon a star. I nailed it down to the finer things in life you would not believe. But true happiness is anyone's guess, but for me, it's coffee and weed. Coffee and weed, coffee and weed, only two things that I'll ever need. Bet your bottom dollar, wee, I'm good with coffee and weed. Coffee and weed, coffee and weed, yeah, the only two things that I'll ever need. So we'll hang out in your summer home. We can ride around in your cool car. We can watch your big old TV. Hang out in your jacuzzi. I'm just saying, all I really need is just a little bit of coffee and weed. Coffee and weed. My mom's favorite.
Your mom loves that one, right?
That's great.